What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So as I promised earlier on this week, I want to talk about pandemic EBT and SNAP benefits, because what we're seeing is that the March emergency allotment is being extended for multiple states. There's more states that are being added, which is very good news. Also want to talk about some retroactive stimulus, where one state is actually going to be providing more retroactive payments to children as well. So that's good news there. And also talk about how the fiscal school year 2021-2022 is getting more states accepted into that pandemic EBT program as well. And also I want to touch on one last thing, and it's stressful to a lot of people, but there is an emergency declaration that currently expires on April 16th. And I'm going to touch on that in today's video because that's pretty big news as well. So let's get right into talking about the states and which states have been approved for the school year pandemic EBT benefits for 2021 and 2022. And keep in mind that there's still many states that are attempting to get their plan approved and accepted, because there's a process to it. So some will be added a little bit later, but the good thing about, even if they're added later, you will still get the pandemic EBT benefits for however long they were approved for. So it would most likely be for the entire school year, which we are currently in. Also keep in mind that right now, and this happened I think 3 months ago, there were only 5 states that were even on this list, and we have much more than that today. So here are the states that have been accepted as of March 6th. We have Colorado, Delaware, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Now, like I said, 3 months ago, there's only 5 states. Now we have a whole list, which is great. It means more states are being added. So that's good news there. And keep this in mind, okay? And the reason why this is so important is because, and I'm not saying moving forward we're going to see a lot of additional benefits being paid out, because, well, you in order to get the benefit here, you have to miss 5 consecutive days of school, and this is for either an emergency, not vacation, right? An emergency like maybe COVID, right? Either you tested positive or a family member tested positive. It could be something like a national emergency, a statewide emergency like a flood, fire, or something like that. And now let's get into some more good news, because more states have been added to the emergency allotment for March 2022 as well. And if you don't remember exactly what this is, the emergency allotment or the supplemental benefit, this is additional money that's placed on your card to either get you from wherever you are currently at to the maximum benefit, or the state's going to add an additional about $92, whichever is more. So if you are so far away from the maximum benefit, and let's say it takes $130 to get you there, they're going to give you an additional $130 every single month. So this is the good news, that more states have been added. So these are the states that will be sending out the emergency allotment for March 2022 as well. And I'm also going to give you the dates in which these states have said that they will be sending out the payments. First, and it's a fairly lengthy list, okay? First, we got Alabama. They will send out payments on April 1st. Arizona will be the regular issuance schedule. Colorado is March 6th through the 11th. Delaware, March 23rd. Washington, D.C., their regular issuance. Georgia, March 28th through the 31st. Hawaii will be April 12th. Illinois is March 21st through the 29th. Indiana, March 5th through the 23rd, but odd days only. Keep that in mind. Iowa is March 1st through the 10th. Kentucky is March 2nd through the 19th. Louisiana is March 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th. We have Maine, it will pay out on March 10th. Maryland will be March 1st through the 31st. Michigan will pay out March 19th through the 28th. New Hampshire will be March 3rd and the 18th. Okay, and not through, it's and. New Jersey will be March 1st through the 5th. New Mexico will pay out March 1st through the 31st. New York will pay out March 17th through the 30th. North Carolina will pay out March 22nd through the 31st. Ohio will pay out March 24th. Oklahoma will pay out March 10th through the 15th. Oregon will pay out on March 10th. Pennsylvania will pay out on March 17th through the 30th. Rhode Island will pay out March 3rd. South Carolina will pay out March 1st through the 19th. Texas will pay out March 7th through the 11th. Utah will pay out March 27th. Virginia will pay out March 16th. Washington will pay out on March 2nd. West Virginia will pay out on March 3rd. And Wisconsin will pay out on March 19th. Now, let's talk about the very troubling news regarding EBT and SNAP benefits. Right now, and again, I addressed this earlier, but I want to really touch on this. And I know a lot of people haven't really figured out that this is going to happen or could happen. Right now, there's a national health emergency declaration that's in place. This was actually put in place by former President Donald Trump. It was then extended by the current President Biden. But this national health emergency declaration, it expires on April 16th. So we got a little bit over a month there. But if the Biden administration doesn't extend the emergency declaration before then your additional benefits will get cut off. So remember how I said you would get either whatever your benefit amount is, you would either get the maximum amount or you'd get the additional $92, whichever is more. Well, this would be cut off. You wouldn't get this anymore. So this means that the supplemental emergency allotment would end. So you would simply go back down to your actual benefit amount, not the maximum amount. And the additional $92 payments would end. Okay? And I want to bring this to your attention because right now, the Biden administration is somewhat moving away from the pandemic, which would normally be a good thing, right? But we've seen this. They don't require masks at the White House anymore. They don't require masks at the Capitol building. You saw this if you watched the State of the Union address. People weren't wearing masks because everybody that came into the building had to be, within 24 hours, I believe, had to show a negative COVID test. So they said that everyone was safe. But the problem with this move away from the pandemic is that you not only move away from the pandemic, but you move away from the pandemic programs as well, which would mean less benefits to millions of families. And that's the struggle, is that millions of families who are getting these pandemic EBT cards, the issue is the food prices are going so high and other prices are just hugely blown out of proportion right now. But the problem there is everybody's paying so much extra for other things that when it comes to food, their SNAP benefit card, their EBT cards, they're not going as far, and that's a huge disservice. And so some lawmakers are pushing to see that this national emergency, the health emergency declaration, gets extended. But we'll see. Some are actually against that because that would kind of say, well, we're still in a pandemic. And lawmakers don't want to pick and choose where we're in a pandemic, that, we're only in a pandemic when it comes to food. But as far as our health and wearing a mask and vaccines, well, we're not in a pandemic there. That would create a bunch of, it would create a lot of controversy. And so that's something that the Biden administration, according to reports, doesn't want to get into. Now, in Indiana, no matter what happens, whether the national health emergency gets extended or not, your governor will be ending this additional benefit program as well. So either way, your supplemental emergency allotment will be over as of April 16th. So just understand, that's just in Indiana. Now, other states may jump on this as well. We don't know, but that is what the governor of Indiana has stated as of recently. And in Tennessee, your state will be sending out retroactive pandemic food assistance to children who previously missed out. Now, all eligible students would have received a pandemic EBT benefit payment on March 4th. And so if you didn't get that yet, then maybe you were just simply missed. But this is a big deal because this isn't something that the state had to do. And honestly, my hope is that more states issue these benefits as well, because right now, many families don't even realize that they would even qualify for this. And by the time they even figure it out, the issue is these benefits will mostly be ending. That's the struggle, is that, and I hate to bash Democrats right here, but this is something that they said was they were going to go around the country and applauding the efforts of other Democrats and passing the American Rescue Plan, and they were going to talk about how there's all these different benefits. Well, they only went to certain states. They didn't go to every state. They weren't talking about the benefits that were passed in the American Rescue Plan. So, I hate to bash them, but it's kind of their fault if millions of families aren't even getting this benefit. And that's the struggle. Is they said and they promised that they weren't going to go out and just like bash Republicans for not voting for it, which that's what they did. Instead, they're going to go talk about how this is going to benefit the economy and the communities and the American people and our wallets and all this stuff. And that didn't happen. They bashed Republicans. So again, it is what it is, but we're past that now. But in other news, in Louisiana, you can now use your EBT cards to buy groceries online through Walmart. And this is actually this is really big. And the reason why I say this is big is because I've seen in the comment section here on this channel that many people are like, well, that's great. I'm getting all these additional benefits, but I can't even go to the store. I can't make it to the store. One, I can't afford gas. So, I'm not driving. Or two, I'm just unable to move. And so I can't make it into the store and go do my grocery shopping. So buying online is a huge help. And I don't understand why the EBT cards didn't think of this years ago, right? Everybody's moving to online. So why is EBT so far behind? Now I understand it took so long. They were still using little stamps, the food stamps, the actual stamps to go and buy food when people were moving over to actual debit cards. And so the whole program is just so far behind. They're just lagging. But it is what it is. We also know that starting in April, the city of Chicago will be sending out their $500 per month to low-income families through their guaranteed income program. This is their pilot program. I believe it's going to help out about 5,000 families for the next 1 year. Maybe 1 year or maybe 2 years. I can't remember. Oregon has also approved a $600 one-time payment to low-income households as well, but it is one payment per household. So even though you may be low-income and let's say your sister-in-law who lives with you is low-income, well, that would be one payment per household. So one of you would get it, not both. And how you decide, honestly, I have no idea. And more states are actually looking to passing additional benefits like this as well. Right now that we are seeing prices increase on everything from gas to food and utilities to medications, many states are looking to try to figure out a way to not only stimulate their economy, but provide for their residents. So one thing I can tell you is there is more that will be coming. I don't know exactly what or which states will provide it. I can tell you it's probably not going to be from the federal government because there's a lot of issues there. And one thing I'll say this here is if we see something come from the federal government, the expectation is it'll probably be 2 to 3 months away. Okay? So is it going to provide immediate relief? Absolutely not. Will it provide some relief in the future? Possibly. But the likelihood is we won't see Democrats get on board. And actually, I don't even want to just say Democrats. We won't see lawmakers jump on board to pass this in the Senate. The Senate's going to be the real issue. In the House, something's going to pass, but will it make it to the Senate and actually land on President Biden's desk? That's most likely not going to happen. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.